speaking of free speech issues, let's talk about the enormous elephant in our office, which is the indefinite suspension of Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, it's Thursday right now.
Yes.
So normally we'd be prepping today's show, which is happening right now, and as host for next week, start thinking about that. But this news broke last night, and so we're all sort of here digesting that, trying to craft a show of it, try to craft a point of view around all of that. But pretty scary / outrageous news to awaken to.
Absolutely. I saw it right before I went to bed, which is the worst possible time to find out about news that might throw your own job into jeopardy.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. What was your first feeling when you heard about it?
I was like, well, I thought that maybe they had just like taken down the one episode in question, and it took me like a little while of scrolling through stories to be like, oh no, wait. His show is off the air indefinitely. And I have a couple friends who write there, so I texted them, and they were like, we're finding out all of this at the same time as you are. They're obviously not pumped about it. So it's just so bizarre that it happened so suddenly and everything is so up in the air, and it's coming off the heels of the Colbert cancellation, which at least had the fig leaf of it being for business reasons, whereas this one seems to be much more explicitly for political reasons.
It's pretty darn clear. Even I think the response Trump has had since then has been like, great, one down.
On to the next one.
And Jimmy next. So
yes.
It's he's showing his hand right there. It's not about anything that was said. I think you got to squint pretty hard to see what line was crossed, other than being somebody who's outspoken and not standing up for the narrative that the Trump administration wants. And then you have the FCC flagging people down about how the administration feels about this, and business leaders lacking any kind of spine and kowtowing.
Yeah.
I think it's shocking. It's incredibly frustrating. It's scary to me how spineless so many people are at the higher levels, the CEOs
Totally.
here. Like we expect this sort of attitude from the administration, but you have an entire political party who has based so much of their identity on being free speech absolutists, being anti-cancel culture. At the very least, you'd hope the parts of the Constitution that uphold the ability to have whatever opinion you want, those things should be protected in many different ways. And to see this happen, not completely surprising, but I think the swiftness of it has caught a lot of people off guard. I spent some time in Hungary. We did a special in Hungary, and I think we've gone from zero to Budapest faster than a lot of people expected.
Yeah. That means we're going to get some great baths, though. Budapest, beautiful public baths.
Wonderful baths.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And like heavy stews, I think.
Yeah.
So get ready. So we are going to have, speech is going to be limited. There's going to be state-run media. That's just around the corner. Rights are going to be restricted. But baths, better. Yeah. Stews, thicker.
Yes. And that seems like a fair trade to me.
I do like a thick stew.
Yeah. One thing that's been frustrating about this whole thing to me is that both with the Colbert thing and with this new Kimmel thing is like, I, as a regular consumer of media, or like me trying to explain like what's going on to my parents or my friends who are not in television or anything at all, is like, so much of this is motivated by like mergers and businesses. And then I have to explain, like, now it's like, okay, I got to know who the parent company of the local affiliate station in Florida is. And it isn't, I think on Trump's level, it is very much about like, I don't like him. I don't like what he said. But then like explaining it from the business interest side is like, it's stupid in a different way that is much harder to like articulate to people who aren't like, okay, so the way that ABC works is ABC is the network, but then there's the affiliates, and it's...
I think you got to cut to the chase. You can be like, here's the deal. The world is made up of billionaires who are assholes and only care about themselves. They pretend to have a morality that they speak with, and they use their platforms for a certain truth, but in the end, they're soulless capitalists who only care about a bottom line. And in the moments where they could stand up for themselves and be a voice for good and reason, they instead retreat, become nameless, faceless beings who only care about their bottom line, and will allow a country to disintegrate and democracy to evaporate because they want to buy another beach house.
I'm going to have our editors clip that, and then I'm just going to send that out to anybody.
Send out to anybody who's like, what's going on with the mergers?
Yeah.
It's like, billionaires want more money, and they don't give a fuck about what people have to say or our democracy being strong anymore. They just want more money.